know, what I found in '99 is it was almost like the surfacers were over-prepared. From what you've experienced in tours of England and county cricket, maybe they roll it for, say, 3 or 4 hours. I think when it comes to a World Cup game, they probably roll it for 5 or 6 hours, just to make sure there's nothing untoward that goes with the surface. They get a few games, and they want to make sure they can produce the best surfaces. So there wasn't as much movement in '99 as we were expecting. It was also played with a Duke ball. The Kookaburra probably doesn't swing as much, but in saying it, I think there will be a few games, because in England sometimes it's dictated to by the conditions above, the overhead conditions. And the case in point, in South Africa's last tour, they went and played a match at Lords, and Kagiso Rabada got 3 or 4 wickets in the first 5 or 6 overs that he bowled. So there will be the odd day where, as a fast bowler, a swing bowler, you can definitely play your part. I think skills-wise, a lot of guys have picked up a lot of skills on how to perform on flatter surfaces through the advent of T20 and all the one-day cricket that they do play, so they'll have to mix things up at times. But I still think, don't forget about those basic skills that stand you in good stead, whether it's Test cricket or one-day cricket. You might be able to use them, and you still might be able to make a massive impact on the World Cup. 2 new balls being used in the tournament, so there might be some conventional swing up front. As I say, in conditions they might be conducive to swing bowling, so there might be a bit of that. Reverse swing, I don't know if we'll see too much of that in the World Cup tournament with the 2 balls being used. So the oldest the ball gets is obviously 25 overs. So we have to wait and see if there are. Maybe at the end of the tournament, if you've got some dry squares and some hot summery conditions in the UK, you might get the odd time where a ball does start to reverse. But I think from a bowling perspective, they're going to have to use all their skills, and I'm looking very forward to how the death bowling goes at the tournament. It's something that doesn't often get tested out. At the advent of T20, you'll probably get a guy bowling 1 or maybe 2 overs, but in the battle of one-day cricket, it can get down to a decent spell that's required at the back end. So it'll be interesting to see which teams produce the best death bowling. A lot of people do talk about the old days and bowling Yorkers and how it's become a little bit of a lost art. Well, it's a challenge for the bowlers, because at the end of the day, you actually can't bowl a Yorker. The only thing that you can do is the batsman turns it into a Yorker. So if I bowl a ball that lands on the popping crease, if I'm bowling to someone like a De Villiers, he gets down and paddles it, he's meeting the ball 1.5 meters from where it was going to pitch, so my Yorker's no good. As you bowl a Yorker, sometimes guys can come out at you, or they can hang right back in the crease. So your attempt to bowl a full delivery to try and get it to be a Yorker is obviously the skill that the batsmen and the bowlers try to employ, but it does depend on who you're facing on the day. If you've got guys who paddle, go deep in the crease and can use their feet, it can be a difficult task. But there are some batsmen, and I think this is the key for the bowlers, is they do need to identify. There are certain guys who don't paddle, certain guys who just give themselves room, and you've got your best chance of implementing the Yorkers as best you can. And I think that's when they need to nail them. They need to make sure that nothing goes wrong. If there's a guy who's using all the different skills, it can be challenging.